Hello and welcome to another video. A couple of weeks ago, months ago at this point, I promised you a question and answer video and I'm finally delivering on it. So this is what this video is all about. It's answering your questions on my various videos that I've posted, and hopefully it helps you on tips and tricks on how to navigate your move to Manchester, or if you're already here and you are trying to kind of set your life up, hopefully this helps you a bit. If you're new here, hello, my name is Sibu and I live in Manchester, and on this channel I share bits about life in Manchester and me just navigating my day-to-day life, as well as I share about wellness and fitness and all things related to health. Also, I'm an accountant by profession, so I tend to speak about work here and there. So if you're interested in any of those topics, stick around, subscribe to the channel, and hopefully you find this information useful. So I've basically collated a couple of comments from my various videos and I'm gonna answer those. I've got my other phone here and yeah, I'm just gonna go through the questions and give my honest opinion. So here goes. The first question says, I love Manchester. What restaurants and bars are good? So a disclaimer, I'm not too much of a bars girl. Actually, I'm not a bars girl at all. I am more of a coffee shop type of girl. So in terms of coffee shops, there are lots of very nice ones. There are the franchise ones, which are like the usual Costas, Black Sheep, which has recently popped up in Manchester. It's like a nice local coffee shop. There's Foundations, which I absolutely love. It's got a very nice vibe for working and coffee shopping. And then Feel Good Market, which is more of a chilling spot, but also brunch type of thing. And you can chill there if you are maybe having a catch up with a friend and that kind of thing. So those are the top ones that come to mind. And then there is like a mine of nice coffee shops that are not franchised. So I think if you walk along Deansgate, there's like a whole plethora of nice coffee shops to pick from depending on what mood you're in, and also depending on what you're feeling for. So that's my chat on coffee shops. And then in terms of restaurants, so restaurants are also like all over the city. I almost see it as like a pocket. So there are some in Victoria, so around Victoria, around the Victoria area, and then the Spinningfield area. So there's like a pocket of restaurants in there. I think the Ivy is in there as well. There's a Greek spot, a Mediterranean restaurant going on in there, and unfortunately I don't remember the names very well, but what I will do is I'll link below the website that I usually use to get nice restaurants. It's called MCR Finest, and you can just kind of have your pick at the restaurant depending on what you're feeling for. So yeah, very, very, very nice restaurants. And it also just depends on your taste, because if you are like vegetarian, vegan, then you'll find your things. If you are more of like, I like my steak type of thing, you'll also find your thing. Dishoom is a very nice one as well. So yeah, the next question is, hi Sibu, could you make a video about how to make friends in Manchester? Have arrived today and I would like to hear your tips and about events also in the city. So this I think deserves a video of its own. I touched a bit on it on my previous vlog in terms of like how to integrate that kind of thing. But if you are looking for a way to make friends, the best way to get around doing that is to just start doing the things that you love. Obviously, the people that you want to be friends with are people that you have things in common with, hopefully, and also people that you share a value system with, right? I suppose how I found it easy to make friends is through church. I value my faith and my value system is based on my faith. So finding people that believe the same thing as me was a very nice source of making friends. Also attending events, and when you attend events, don't just stay in your little box. Make friends with people, make connections. You'll actually be surprised at how like people are very open to chatting and having a chat in general, and then you can kind of like see if a friendship develops. Also another tip is don't force friendships. I know that sometimes when you are new in a situation and maybe you're trying to integrate, you might find yourself kind of like wanting to force a friendship. if it is if someone is not your cup of tea, just kind of like keep it moving. And the same with you. If someone is kind of like not feeling your vibe, keep it moving. I think it works well when you are a grown-up and you can kind of assess like, who are the type of people that I want to hang out with or have a friendship with, and then take it from there. So yeah, attend lots of events. There is a website, another website. I use a lot of websites that I use to see things that are happening within the city, and yeah, I can make connections in that way. And then another one is running clubs. Those are very big this summer, especially going to the gym. I've never made friends in the gym. Oh, actually I have. I've met like an acquaintance through the gym. So yeah, I think the gist of it is be friendly, you know, interact with people, and I would say steer away from making friends at work, like intentionally. People feel differently, obviously, but I think like sometimes it's a bit tricky when you integrate your work environment, especially with people you work with very closely, too close to your friendships. So yeah, see how it works for you, but also, you know, be open to connecting with people. I hope that helps. Let me know if you want me to make a full video about that, and just my experience and also sentiments about what I think you should be focused on when you're making friends within the city, because I think there's a lot to explore in terms of that. What months are the warmest in Manchester? So Manchester is like the rest of the UK, and it is it's summer right now, coming up to autumn. So your warmest month would probably be July. End of July, August would be your warmest. We're starting to get a bit cold again. June, July, August, September are probably the warmer months, and then leading into the end of September it gets very cold, and well, maybe not very cold, but like, you know, it starts getting a bit chilly. And then obviously by the time it's October, we're all in our big jackets. The coldest month I would say would probably be February. Like, I don't know what it is about Feb. When you think things are about to get better, it gets cold, very cold. But yeah, February is quite cold, and November is also quite cold. So those months are found to be quite cold. But yeah, I hope that helps. The other thing to note about weather in Manchester is that it's always raining no matter what season it is. So just, you know, keep that in mind. Rain doesn't kill. That's my thinking about it, is that no one's ever died from rain, so you can carry on with your life even if it's raining. This one says, please recommend some gyms around Manchester. Ooh, where do I start? So we've got Pure Gym, which is the gym that I use. The lovely thing about Pure Gym is that they have a lot, it's like a franchise basically. They have a lot of different gyms within the city, as well as outside of the city, as well as in other cities. So if you have a dual membership, then you can use the gym wherever you are. Serious gym people say that the equipment is not the best. My big complaint is just it's not at 100, you know, but if you're just looking for a gym that's at around a 60, 70, does the job, I think Pure Gym is a decent one. There is a gym called JD Gym, which is quite good. I haven't seen as many of them, but it also is around, and they have very nice equipment. There's a gym called The Group, I think that's what it's called. It's got like blue colors. There is Virgin, which is also around, and I think the fees in Virgin are a bit higher. There's another gym called Newfield. I think that is what it's called, and that one is the one that usually has a swimming pool, because not a lot of the gyms don't have like a pool. So if you're keen on swimming, that's probably the one to join. And then you have studios in and around the city, and those are more like private gyms. So to say, in my most recent vlog, either I've posted it or I'm gonna post it next week, I went to Vibe, and Vibe is a private gym that focuses, their equipment is quite focused on like HIIT training and strength, that kind of thing, and they also have classes within the gym. There is Block, which does Pilates and other types of classes. There are a lot of gyms, and I'll see if I can post again, I'll put everything in the description box below, but I'll see if I can find a list of, like, or at least a resource of where you can find all your nice gyms. And yeah, it just depends what kind of vibe you're in. If you're more of a I'm an everyday type of gym person, then that's the thing to do. Like the franchises are your thing. And then if you are more of I'm a classes person, or every now and again I like to do classes, that's also a nice thing to do. Right now I'm using ClassPass, and that is working incredibly well for me, because then I get to still keep my like normal membership, but also attend other classes, like fitness classes around the different studios. So it allows me access to that. And yeah, I'm finding that ClassPass works very well for me. This comment says, I saw your face and immediately thought this is such a South African face. I don't know what it is about my face. Apparently I am a very quick giveaway, and I absolutely love it. I am South African by origin, and I love the fact that I'm from South Africa. I actually pride myself in that. I'm also a Zulu girl, so I'm Zulu, and I also pride myself in that. So yeah, I really like that it actually is quite obvious. I get quite a few comments about this. It says, I'm moving to the city, so they're going to Salford Uni, and what are the accommodation options? I am probably not the best resource to ask that, to be honest, but I do have a couple of links that I have shared in my previous video. I did a whole video quite a while ago about the process of finding an apartment and what to look out for, and the usual places to use are Rightmove, and there's spare room as well if you're wanting to share with someone. But yeah, I'll link that video as well in the note cards, and you can have a look at that, because I think it is still quite useful in sharing what exactly it is to look out for if you're looking for an apartment. This one is also asking about living. So this person is asking specifically about living with a family. So it says, could you please repeat the name of the area that you're living in? Living in the family district is something I'd love as well, as I'm looking for a calm and peaceful area for ourselves, so himself and his family. I think this question is a nice one, but it's quite broad in the sense that it kind of depends on your budget as well as your needs, in terms of like how big your family is, the family dynamic, etc. I'm gonna try and give an answer to the best of my knowledge. I would think that as a family, or if you're looking for a calm place for your family, the main things you'd be looking for is like a good school, so good schools to live nearby, a good transport system, especially if you are not driving, so you want to be able to have access to the city and not get rained on while waiting for a bus or walking too far to the bus station. So those are probably the big things, and then also having an area where the kids can play and enjoy themselves without being too confined. That the way I see it, the inner city is very youthful, so it's metropolitan. It's where kind of like the young professionals stay, the students stay, so it's very buzzing and alive. Whereas if you go into the outer parts of Manchester, which is still within Greater Manchester, then you get your calmer parts, which you still have easy access to the city, but the rental is much more affordable, and there is also good access to good schools, right? The areas I'd recommend, and I've made a list of them. Please, if you live in Manchester and you have a bit more knowledge on this area than myself, please feel free to leave a comment below. But yeah, Salford is good and convenient. Salford is quite close to the city of Manchester. It's within Greater Manchester. It's just a kind of a split in location. I'll try and put a map somewhere here so you can see what I'm talking about. So Salford would be kind of a decent place, but like stay like further out in Salford. And then you have your Prestwich, which is very family oriented. You have Bolton, Altrincham, which is quite a bit far out, but it's traveling distance to the city. It's a very calm area. This also just depends on your budget as well, because obviously some areas are more expensive than others. But yeah, you have Didsbury, which, let me tell you, Didsbury is my dream location. It's got very nice trees and parks and beautiful, but it's much more expensive. So yeah, I thought I'd throw it in there if you have a bigger budget, if in case you want that. And then you have spoken about Prestwich. You have Sale, which is quite close as well. The other places that you might want to consider is Charlton, which is quite diverse. That's quite nice. Eccles, it's good for the budget. It's good for amenities and it's close to everything. I will say though that there is a bit of a rougher part of Eccles that I would kind of stay wary of. I'm not saying the whole of Eccles is not good. Definitely not what I'm saying, but I would say, like, in terms of like safety, that kind of thing, just make sure that you are checking out the location before you move there, especially if you have kids. There's also Cheadley, I think that's how you pronounce it, and yeah, it's got a strong sense of community, and that's basically the areas that I've seen personally that I think would work well for a family. But definitely research, have a chat to people if you have access to that, and yeah, get a good, safe, comfortable place for your family. I'd really recommend that. The next question is also similar to the first. It says, what part of Manchester would you recommend for a family of 5? I hope I've already answered that. This question says, what's the dating scene like in Manchester? Are there a lot of proper decent guys there? I don't know. I can't help you with this. I don't have too much experience in this, and to be honest, I hope that someone else answers in the comments that has a better experience. I think it would be similar to just the dating culture in the rest of the UK, in terms of, yeah, it just is very difficult to meet people in person. It's very difficult for people to approach each other in person. It's not like in other countries where it's like, I think a little more flexible. But yeah, a lot of people use internet dating as well as just meeting people through friends. So I think it's a lot of a slower process. But yeah, I don't have too much experience on that, so I'm hoping someone in the comments addresses it and they have a bit more experience on that. And this one says, thank you so much, this is really informative. In your opinion, would it be cheaper to pay for a monthly bus or tram pass? I've recently started doing this. Instead of paying for a single every time I'm traveling, I know I'm coming to city center majority of the week, so I just buy it on the Metrolink website, which I'll link below, and you can see the prices for yourself. If you're more of a bus person, check the bus link that you're using and you can probably do the same. So yeah, definitely cheaper. And this one says, thanks for the video, and this was a comment on my how much it costs to live in Manchester video, which if you haven't seen, I will link somewhere on the screen and you can have a look at that. So it says, what is a meal deal? That's so funny. What is a meal deal? I say meal deal all the time because I eat meal deals all the time. A meal deal is basically a discount deal from different supermarkets or like food shops that has a snack, a main, as well as a drink, and you get it for lower than you would for the individual things combined, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, it's a deal for good food or decent food, if you're not too much of a lunch person, and it's a lot cheaper than buying in, say, your Pret or like the cafes within the city if you're in and around the city. And this, I think, is the last one, and it also asks about accommodation, which so it says, may I know whether your accommodation is located in a big rented scheme? I'd like to know more about accommodation. I hope I've addressed your question in the previous questions. But yeah, those are all the questions that I could come across. If you have any more questions, let me know if you want a part 2 of this video, and stick your questions in the comment section below and let me know your question and I'll answer it in a part 2. Thank you so much for watching this video, and hopefully I'll be doing a bit more sit downs because I like sticking to my vlogs, but I think this is quite nice to kind of, you know, address all the questions all at once. Make sure to watch my previous vlog where I spoke a bit more about how to be patient during the process of integrating into a new environment or this new city. I hope you find this useful, and if you do, don't forget to subscribe, to like the video, and to share it with someone who you think might find it useful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.